Hello. In theory, y'all should be able to hear me now. And yeah, let's get this show on the road. Cool. Well, I guess first thing I should do is probably get my other camera turned on, because camera control. Okay, that camera control is actually working correctly. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Let me see if I can just hear myself. Yep, I can hear myself. Okay, cool. So, we're pretty much picking up where we left off last time. Last time we got this tube right here mounted, glued up, ready to go. This tubing run is going to be going. I'll get what I'm just coming up with as a handy dandy pointing stick, and I'll put something bright on the end of it maybe. There we go, something bright and yellow. I'm sure I won't regret this at all. Pointing stick. We're going to be going along here. We're going to be doing a 90 right here. And then we're going to be going through the wall here. So going through the wall is, I think, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. The way that this wall is built is, I have the marks on the other side where I've measured this out. At the very top here, there is, let me grab a prop. I think I have something available to use to demonstrate for this. Oh, I have it right here, probably. I'm just looking for a 2x4 to show you all, but whatever. Basically, there is a 2x4 on its side that goes along the top here. So when the tube gets mounted to this strut here and then goes through the wall here, it actually needs to kind of bend down a little bit and then bend back up, because the 2x4 kind of sticks down just a little bit. It's not on its edge, it's flat like this. So it doesn't stick down that far, so that's good, because if it stick down that far, that would be a lot more of a pain than it's going to be already. So what have we got to work with here to do that? I'm going to pull this tube off the wall, and I'll show you all what I did to that tube already. Oh, no, it's not going to come out. I need to take the clamp all the way off. And I dropped it. That's not going to be the first one of those I dropped tonight. Oh, I dropped it again. Okay, so this tube here, actually I'll switch cameras here. That'll probably be convenient. Why didn't that switch? Oh, okay. Huh. Do I need to edit the device? Oh. No, there we go. Okay. I just disconnected and connected from the device and it works. Cool. So this tube right here, hopefully it'll focus for us. Yeah, there we go. Is one that I bent using a heat gun. I got it just a little bit hotter than I needed to. You can kind of see how it's a little bit shiny right there. So we'll keep things a little bit cooler this time. So basically we're going to do that type of bend. We're going to go down. So this is the flat part. We're going to go down, and then we'll bend again, go flat, and then we'll go kind of back up on the other side. The amount of deflection we're going to need. There we go. The amount of deflection we're going to need is fortunately not very much. Well, also unfortunately, because if it was not, if it was even more than it was, I could just use fittings to do it, but there's not a super easy way of doing this just with fittings. And I actually, you know what? The other thing is, I think I remember noticing this. I didn't actually measure it yet though, is that there might be a difference in the height of the ceiling on this side versus the other side of this door. So we're going to use a super scientific NIST calibrated measuring methodology here. Oh. Okay. It's like a lot lower on this side. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Huh. So the outside is substantially lower than the inside, which is not a thing I had previously given very much consideration. So yeah, we're gonna think about that for a second. Cool. Well, I guess, so my plan is to start with this. I kind of have thought about the order this is all going to glue together in, and I think I'm going to start with getting this horizontal run of tubing in here, because this one's going to be kind of the larger pain to do. Interesting. Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out just how far we can push this bending method. Let's see. Okay, we'll measure one more time, see exactly how far we're dealing with here. So we'll start with this side this time. We'll get something slightly better to do this with, I think. Okay, it's about an inch. It's not that bad, actually. It could be a lot worse than that. Okay, so I'm thinking, and please give me feedback on this if you have a better idea. I'm thinking for my order of operations here, I will go ahead and drill the holes first. Yeah, drill the holes, put the tube through, and then once the tube's through, I'll do the tube bending with it already going through the wall. And then I will have the tube that I put through a little bit long on both sides. So it'll be, so we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna do a 90 here and do this. So I'll have both of the tubes through. We'll do the bending. I think we'll put one tube in, then we'll bend it. And then we'll just leave those a little bit long, and then we'll cut them to length later. And when the tube goes through here, it's going to be doing another 90 this way, so we'll also leave this end a little bit long. And just cut it to length after we get all of our bending and whatnot done. Yeah, so I guess the first order of business is drill the holes. I have, on the other side, I have it marked where the where the 2x4 that we need to kind of dip down beneath goes. So I think we'll start on the, it's kind of easier to start on this side. Well, you know, I have a stud, like there's also a stud about right here and about right here. Actually, I think they're a little bit further apart than the, I don't recall mounting this piece of unistrut to a stud. I think this one's done with drywall anchors. So yeah, let's get the ladder out. Well, I mean, it's already out. Let's get it over there. So how is everybody doing this fine Tuesday night? Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so let's see here. I guess we will try and bring a camera on out here. Yeah, it's what, 8 hours to UK, so it's at this point it's an early morning for you, isn't it? Well, thank you for joining. I might go get a longer USB cable for my camera here. That might prove useful. Nice and refreshing Portland Bull Run tap water. Okay, let's see here. Because that camera's not going to reach out here right now, so we will grab a longer USB cable real quick. This is going to be a, I think the fastest way for me to get a long cable is going to be to do a type A to type C to type A. Which is a little bit silly, but it'll work. Unless my long cable, my really long cable is hiding somewhere over here, which I don't think it is. Well, there's a longer type A to C, so that should be beneficial. Okay, cool, we'll use that. Okay, this should work. I don't think the camera requires USB-C 3 speeds for what we're doing at the moment, so. So that's a 6-foot cable. Oh. And that's a 6-foot cable. So this will give us a 12-foot cable. Is that any longer than what's on there right now? I don't actually know. That is, it's a little bit longer. Okay, we'll go with it. Is that the right end? Yeah, that's the right end. Oh man, that's whenever I'm leaving a lab, I'm always like, do I at a minimum have the key from my truck so I can get home? Like, because you know, I can manage leaving a lot of things in the lab, but leaving the means to access my ride home in the lab, that's always a fun one. Okay, slightly longer cable, but does it work? Let's find out if it actually works. Hey, yeah, looks like it's working. There we go, cool. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, untangle slightly. Beep. Come on. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Hey. Okay, so we're still gonna have to move still gonna want to move the camera, the live streaming cart some because this cord is very, very precariously dangling right now. Sneak on by. Bring the whole setup this way some, so that cord's not really in as much tension. Cool. Okay, I'll grab vacuum cleaner. That's got most of the battery. That's great. Then we'll grab a drill. Drill and a long bit. There's a long bit. And I do remember specifically pre-staging the vacuum attachment that like holds itself to the wall. There it is. This is really cool new attachment. So this area right here is so that it can like hold itself onto the wall. And then the little hole right there is to suck up whatever drywall dust you make. Quite useful, I find. We don't need drywall anchors right now. Those can move. Let's move this light around so that we can better illuminate what we're doing and the camera stops auto exposing. Okay. So the real question is, have you untidied your keys such that you have located them again yet? Well, that was a loud noise. That was a piece of unistrut. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm making a lot of shadows here, aren't I? And let's move the light some. There we go. Congrats on relocating your keys. Let's see here. So that's where our stud is. So those two marks are our stud. And then I believe this mark right here is where that 2x4 is. Yep, that is. So we're gonna do we have some markers here? No? Okay, well, let me grab the markers. Those always come in handy. This is indeed my own space, not institutional. And therefore, for this type of work, I can just do this on my own whenever I feel like it. And that's amazing. Yeah, depending on the institution, putting holes in walls for water lines can be a whole ordeal. So I'm glad this is not institutional. So that should put the top of that stud about there-ish. So that's the bottom of our 2x4 right there. Yeah, it's hopefully your institution does not make it too terrible to get holes in walls when you need it. I've seen some that turn into a multi-year ordeal, and that's just no fun at all. Does this clear? Hey, that does clear. Okay, cool. That's pretty convenient. So that should just be able to hold pretty much should just be able to hold itself up right there. I have a feeling we might be fine-tuning our hole location later, but we also might manage to nail it our first try, so we're going to move in just a little bit just to make it so that it's on the unistrut a little bit easier. Right there should pretty much be good, I think. Just kind of try and visualize how that looks relative to the end of the stud. Yeah, that's plenty of clearance relative to the end of the stud. I can move it over a little bit, but I think I like having the room in this particular instance. Okay, that's where we're gonna aim for. Can y'all even see that? Oh, that's surprising how it's a little bit overexposed, but you get your own space now. Nice, nice. Yeah, fixing roofs is always fun. Luckily, I haven't had any issues with my roof here. Oh, I can't imagine getting a light switch. Yeah, oh, man, electricity can always be money. Yeah, out in the country is great for getting cheap space to work in, but you're also out in the country, so you know, pros and cons, right? Okay, drill bits. Oh, well, oh, that's interesting. Are the drill bits just in here right now? Yeah, they are. Okay, there we go. Huh, that one's magnetic. Okay, let's see how good of a job this thing does holding itself up to the wall right here. Hey, look at that, hands-free. You know, using vacuum for this is actually pretty on brand. I'm realizing that my half-inch bit that I have up here is not big enough. Let's see here. I think I got the step drill kit out. Yeah, I've got the step drill. Cool. Let's grab the step drill. Okay. So step drill goes up to 7/8. But my tube is, what is it, 1 1/8 inch, I think? Step drill actually gets pretty close. Huh. Okay, so I was not as prepared to drill bits for this project as I thought I was. Let's go find another another drill bit. Well, I got a spade bit. Oh, 1 1/8 spade. Okay, that should basically be exactly what I need. It's a little bit annoying that it's a spade bit. I should have started with that instead of drilling a pilot hole, because that's not going to make this bit easy to use now. But I got a Forstner bit here. What's this one? If there's any text on it, it is rusted away. But that Forstner bit, okay, this Forstner bit is definitely bigger than I need. Looking like the most convenient thing is going to be the spade. So that's going to be fun. Okay, spade bit it is. Enhance. Oh, come on. Come on, free up that access. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I love. I'm in Portland, and I love being able to walk around in the city. I grew up in Knott City, so it's nice being in city now. Okay, so that's a 1-inch spade. That's a 1 3/8 spade. 1 1/8 spade. Okay, so let's see how our 1 1/8 spade compares to our pipe size. Oh, okay, it's actually a little bit bigger. So that's a spade bit. So that's a spade bit. It's best to do a spade with a, it's also its own pilot, so you don't really need a pilot hole like I just made. I didn't think I was going to be using a spade bit, so the 1 1/8 is actually a little bit bigger than I want. So let's see, I think I've got a 1-inch in here too. Yeah, there's a 1-inch. Oh my god, what happened to this thing? This thing is... There's barely a cutting edge on this bit. Okay, cool. So 1 inch is just a hair undersized, but that might work out well. This thing is dull though. We'll see how this goes. I might have to go find a different one. To London was not a problem. Back from London was a problem. Okay, yeah, that's. I'll keep that in mind if I ever look at moving out of the city. Oh man, the plight of walkability in the United States. That's a sad story. Okay, let's we'll see how the spade bit does. This is going to be interesting. We might have to go find a different drill bit. You know, I want safety glasses for this. There's some safety glasses. Well, that's working out okay. The dust containment's very effective, so that's awesome. Hey, and we're through. Okay, that went better than I thought it was gonna go. Oh, I lined it up pretty much perfectly with the bottom of the stud. Nice. Okay, so the hole is tall enough, but it's not quite wide enough. Kind of the lower right corner needs to come out just a little bit more. Hey, look at that. Perfect size. Oh, it's not going through. Okay, so it's a little bit high. So I can see just the edge of the stud some. So realistically, we're going to need to come down just a hair more. My battery's dying on the vacuum, so I'll get that swapped out. Come on, loosen. Hi. There we go. Okay, let's get that battery swapped out. Very slow madness driving in London. Yeah, that I have unfortunately never been to London, but from what I have read and watched, that sounds about right. So I've got a fully charged battery staged right here. Pop that in. Okay, let's try this one more time. Tilt you all back up. Oh, much more suction now. Okay, that's looking pretty good. You know, looking at this, I might not have to do any thermal bending on this side, actually. Oh, it's a little bit low. Yeah, it's just a smidge low. Okay, so we are gonna have to do a little bit on this side, but not as much as on the other side. Okay, let's see here. Is that touching the far side, or is that, what's that touching? It looks like it's touching the far side. Okay, so the question is, or a question. Oh, I just spilled drywall dust over. Let me vacuum that up real quick. Okay, so a question I've got to figure out is how do I want to go about putting the hole on the other side? I could just go all the way through with this. It's gonna make a huge mess. I've got this bit that I use to like mark holes on the other side. So I could just kind of try and eyeball the center. Or I could eyeball the top, or I could just do the top edge. I'm tempted to do that. I think I'll do the top edge right up against the stud, and then I'll know where the top of my hole is on the other side, and then I'll go on the other side with the spade bit and make a hole. I don't think having a hole not in the center of my spade bit is going to be that big of a deal, but I might be wrong about that. But if I'm wrong, we'll find out then. So yeah, we'll do this. We'll use the long bit. The other thing I gotta decide is how far apart do I want my pipes to be? Because I gotta put my other hole in too. Is that centered? It looks like a straight shot to me, more or less. Precision vibes. There we go. And we're through. Okay, so should I figure out my pipe spacing now and just make my other hole on this side while I'm here? Or should I just complete one and then figure out my pipe spacing? I think I probably should just figure out my pipe spacing now. And then once I know my pipe spacing, just make my other hole on this side while I'm here. That seems reasonable to me. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Okay, so we'll, for those of you that were here earlier, or on the prior stream for the staggered versus not staggered valves, I could probably just keep the spacing the same as what everyone did for the staggered valve spacing. So I probably need to figure out the staggered valve spacing now. So yeah, we'll just flip to the other camera and we'll do some figuring out of staggered valve spacing. And we'll take this bit off so it's not sticking out like that. Okay, what don't I need up here right now? I don't need those up here. I don't need that up here. Okay, that's freed up some space. It's tube spacing, pipe spacing, that is a big decision. And I spend a long time. I am prone to spending way too long on decisions like this, so hopefully that's something that doing this on stream will help me do faster. Oh. Hello. Eventually? There we go. Hello. Okay, let's point this whole show this way. Yeah, cramming things too close together, it's always tempting. But it just makes everything harder. Speaking of cramming things too close together, I'm already having challenges getting a strut clamp in over here. But that's because of the screws that I mounted it with too. Okay, where's a valve? Where's a valve? It's on the bottom of that pipe that I pulled out. There it is. One valve. You're talking about that right there? That is a sprinkler. I do indeed have fire sprinklers in this building, which I like, and I'm also like deeply stressed out by, but I'd rather have them than not have them. They're a far more effective life safety device than smoke detectors are, if you look into the statistics. Okay, so I should be able to get this. I had the end of the pipe I had pointing down is kind of flared out from how it was cut. Okay, that end it was very easy to get the valve on, so that was a good idea to flip this over. I'll put this up. Come on, there we go. There we go. So we'll set the valve to about 45 degrees. The spacing I had it at seems to be pretty good, actually. So what is that spacing that I've got it at right now? Oh, sprinklers are rare in the UK? Interesting, I didn't know that. Any particular reason? So right now I've got it at just a smidge under a 3-inch spacing. I think we'll go ahead and just do a 3-inch spacing on center. Well, actually, that clamp's not tight, so that 3-inch measurement is lying to me. No, that actually is pretty close. So that's so currently my spacing here is like just what kind of units is this thing in? Is that tenths? It's in tenths of an inch on the top scale. That's no, it's not tenths. That's weird. That's so weird. Okay, well, millimeters, I guess. I don't usually, if I'm working on the building, I try to work in inches because that's how it was built. And if I'm working on anything else, then I use metric. But we can do metric, I guess. So we're on a 72 millimeter spacing right now. That's just a silly number. Probably should just go on 3-inch and call it a day. Well, we'll move this apart slightly. We'll see what 3 inches is like, and maybe we should actually define it as a spacing between the tubes instead of center to center. Because if like I do something like the width of this tool or something, then I can really easily just like put the tool in between. Well, it's wider than the tool is, so that's not going to really work. Let's widen it out to 3 inches just to see how that feels. And I dropped, oh, I dropped it and it went under the fume extractor. Oh, come on, where are you? Oh, you're all the way on the other side, okay. Ignore the camera wiggling while I crawl around for my socket. There we go. Okay, one more time. Yeah, width between it is easier. I should find something to use as my, like, gauge. How about a coupling? That's a bit wide. What about one of these? Is that too narrow? That's too narrow. About a 90. What's a 90 look like? Oh, that's even wider. Let's see here. What else have I got that I can use as a physical gauge? Part of my vacuum cleaner. Why not? Too narrow. Move this over a little bit so I can get by. I could cut a piece of pipe to be my gauge. Random flow meter box? That's promising. What is the width on that? Oh, that's exactly 2 inches. Okay. Oop. Yeah, 2 inches between actually looks pretty good. And I have a handy dandy 2-inch gauge, so that's kind of convenient, you know? Now check that out, right? Okay, I like that. I think that looks pretty good on my valves too. I like that amount of room. What do you think of that? How's that look? I'll bring another camera in so I get a close-up of that. Okay, how are we feeling about that spacing? That's pretty good. It's pretty easy. I like easy. Okay, well, we'll ship it. Okay, so I do actually still have to figure out what my center to center distance is, because that is probably how I'm gonna make the hole up there. Or I can make one hole, put a tube in it, hold my gauge up, put another tube in. Yeah, I like that. Then I don't actually have to like measure, really. That makes sense. Avoiding measuring is good, I find. Very efficient to avoid measuring. Yeah, let's do it that way. I like this plan. This is a good plan. Thank you for saying width between is easier. Beep, 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 beep. Oh. And we're tangled. And we're untangled. There we go. Cool. Oh, I completely forgot that I can pop the screen out on this camera. How useful is that? And if you all ever want a better shot of something, or you want me to zoom in on something so you can see what's going on more clearly, you know, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to oblige. Can I do a preview monitor so I can see my other camera? Open scene projector. Oh, hey, look at that. I can do like preview monitors for my cameras. Open scene projector, new window. Hey, that's pretty great. Okay, cool. Okay, I like that a lot. Nice. What's this scene? Well, can you hear me still? Oh, you can hear me still. That's good. Let's make a new scene here. Actually, this is the fastest way to do this is gonna be just to duplicate. Ah, no, wrong button. Yes, I do want to remove that one. We're gonna duplicate that one. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Hey, there we go. Look at that. We're doing it live. I should like crop that because it's got the edge of it is being weird. Can I do that? Is having both cameras on screen at the same time necessary? I don't know. Is it nice? Maybe. Filters. Audio video filter. Add a video filter. Effect filter maybe. Scaling. Scale. Oh, that's not what I want. That's also not what I want. Delete that. Okay, that's going to take more messing with than it's worth right now. Let me just make sure I didn't leave that filter on. Okay. There we go. Cool. So I got a pipe. I need another short section of pipe. That will come in handy. Do I have another short section of pipe cut? I don't know. No, I totally do somewhere. Oh, it's right there. It's up there. Okay, let's get that back real quick. Yeah, I appreciate that I am just tall enough to pull this off. There we go. Take that out so that doesn't accidentally fall later. Cool. Another short section of pipe procured. Oh, that one's really in there. Okay, cool. Oh, gotta switch my camera. Oh, I have a friend waving to me in the window. Okay, we now apparently have a studio audience. Okay. Say hello, studio audience.
How's it going?
I don't think you can hear them particularly well, but that's fine. Okay, let's get this tube up and marked. You know, using a level is good and all. It does assume that this part of the building was built level, which it probably wasn't, if I'm being realistic. Yeah, it's not built level. There's no way it's built level. That's fun. Okay, that's about 2 inches spacing. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, that should be more than enough information for me to get the hole marked. Hey there. Welcome to the stream. When you say it's been a while, what do you mean? Been a while since I started working on the Merlin, or been a while since I did a lot of live streams before? Easy is a good goal. Yep, easy is indeed a good goal. I like easy. Okay, so before I punch through all the way here, the way it's set up right now, I've got one hole that goes all the way to the center, so I could use my really long pilot bit right now to go all the way to the other side. But that's going to be really dependent on how good my alignment is. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably just make the other hole, like make this hole on the other side and then do the same spacing measurement using my calibrated Dwyer RateMaster flow meter box. That'll probably be the easiest option. Okay, I'm a little bit high on this hole, so we'll bring that down a little bit. Can't hear? Okay, yeah, it's a little bit loud. Like, is there no audio? It looks like it's transmitting audio. There we go. Well, that should pretty much be the holes in this side. When you say you can't hear, do you mean that you can't hear me at all, or you just can't understand what I'm saying? Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh my. Okay. What are y'all saying? Okay, let's see here. We got... Well, that's funny. Wave hi, Dar, you're on camera. Huh. I am regretting choices right now. What? The holes? Yeah. Yeah? No. The unistrut on that side is more that way. Furthermore, where I've got the holes coming through is like almost right on a piece of unistrut. I thought this piece of unistrut was further to the left than it actually is. Okay. That's fun. So I really, okay, I want to see if I can move this piece of strut over. That'd be the easiest option. I mean, I'm already going to be warming up the pipes to bend them some, so if I have to do a little bit of angular messing with them as well, that's not the worst thing in the world. That is indeed the hole by the unistrut. It did actually do a pretty good job of getting the dust. It was just that it was trapping some. There's just some like dust that was just like sitting here in it, kind of far away from where it pulls it in. So when I like tilted it, and there's also some dust like trapped on this edge right there too. But it did do a pretty good job at getting it. Yeah, that through hole, that is the through hole by the unistrut right there, and that's much closer to the strut than I would have liked to be. So I think the move is going to be to try to move that piece of strut over slightly, which should actually be doable. What was that you were saying about you always make things too tight? I appear to be making the same mistake right now. Yeah, this building has shifted a little bit. Oh, too low. One up, there we go. Okay, let's see what we can do about this situation here. Starting with characterizing exactly how too close I am at the moment. Yeah, I really want that over just a little bit. Okay, so let's pull these out. So I got one fastener there. And then let's throw a Phillips bit in this. I can already tell I'm going to need to get a different bit than I have up here right now out. There's that other fastener. Okay, it's not there. There it is. Got you now. Come on, move. Why are you so stuck in there? That's weird. You want to move for me, please? There we go. Okay, so that's a Torx bit right there. Oh, interesting. It was in the washer. I see why it was doing that now. Yeah, okay. I'm going to be able to move this piece of strut over just far enough to make this all work out. I just need to get I think it's a T20 bit. Do I have a T20 out here right now? I don't believe I do. Where is my nearest T20? I know I loaned you a T20. Maybe you still have it. Where is a T20 when you need it? If I thought I was going to have to mess around with this piece of strut, I might have prepared this ahead of time, but this is certainly a unexpected thing we have to adapt and overcome. Oh, there's some T20s, but oh, they're like, okay, they're short though. This is going to be interesting. So I have found a T20. It is unfortunately a very short T20. It's that long. Oh, it's that long. And it needs to reach all the way through the strut. So something is going to have to be done about that. Okay, here's an extension. It's a weird extension, but it should work. Okay, then where was the other one? It's up there. Okay, so I can access both of those now. Cool. It's just the little things like this that really make stuff take a long time. Oh yeah, it's gonna work great. Oh, my bit. There we go. Okay, caught it. Re-level that. Push it over as far as we can again. Level it some more. Cool. Huh. The extension has eaten my bit. Come on. Oh, it's really in there. Okay, how are we gonna get this out? That's fun. I love it when the extension eats the bit. Hey, there we go. Cool. Let's not do that again. And now the real question is, where did the bit I had in it go? So the reason this extension's weird like this is this was for like a like Milwaukee bit handle that also had a bunch of these like two-sided bits. Had a bunch of these two-sided bits in it, so that's why it's kind of extra deep. Is so that when you put one of these two-sided ones in it, it sticks out the right amount. So it works. Okay, so we should have theoretically made plenty of clearance for ourselves. Okay, cool. I like that. So let's get the tubes all put back in. Well, actually, you know, having these loose right now is going to make getting the drywall dust capturing up a little bit easier. So I think we'll leave these loose, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. So that means it is spade bit time, if I am not mistaken. Oh noes, oh noes was indeed the correct response to that. It's not British engineering if you can get at all the bolts. Well, do I? I mean, maybe the Zeiss microscopes are a little bit British engineered because Zeiss sold the microscope division and it became Leo, and Leo was a UK company. So there's some British engineering in them. But it's Zeiss again now, so. Okay, I think I'm gonna want to move the ladder closer for the sake of the vacuum, or I'll flip the vacuum around. Well, it does make it possible that it falls off the other side, so we'll need to manage that. It does make the tube more or less reach where we want it to. That is not containing the dust particularly well when it's so far away from center like this. Huh. It's not wanting to enlarge the hole in a round way. Although we are through. Question is, are we lined up with the other hole or not? Yeah, you know what's funny? We're actually too far to the left. Well, that's why we're so close to the struts, because the hole is a little bit to the left. So we just need to move that to the right a little bit. Easiest way of doing that is probably put a smaller bit on the drill and just walk it over. Yeah. Routing the suction is indeed a pain. Okay, let's move to this bit. Well, that was not exactly my roundest work. But the tube does make it through now. Let's try a longer piece of tube, shall we? Come on. Hey, look at that. Let's see how lined up I got that with the edge of the strut. Okay, so this piece of strut's going to want to move over to the left just a smidge. Maybe. All right. Actually, I think it's good. I think it's good. It's looking like we could kind of expand this hole just a little bit more to the right. Yeah, we're going to go a little bit more to the right on that hole. I need a new battery for the vacuum. I like the M12 stuff from Milwaukee, but the one tool I really noticed the battery life not being great in is the vacuum. I guess I could get the 5 amp hour batteries, but those are spendy. Okay, let's swap some batteries. So that battery on the charger is still partial, so let's go swap them on this charger. Okay, new battery procured. Okay, so we're gonna adjust this hole a little bit to the right. And then once that's done, we should be able to make our second hole, right? That seems reasonable to me. This tube does have a little bit of a bend in it too, so that's something to keep in mind. The way that this stuff is stored on the racks of the supply house does kind of put some bends into it. Come on, there we go. I'm tempted to just kind of clamp it up right here where I'm going to want it. And then that will help me set my spacing right there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to the chaos. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh. Huh, okay. Why is that? That's not at all 90-degree corners. So, oh, right. This wall is like super not straight. This wall is like kind of like this quite a bit. That actually explains some challenges we were having. And then there's no, this wall is a compound curve. Okay, yeah, this wall is really wonky. Okay, so it's lined up with the strut, I guess. Well, it's not lined up with that piece of strut, but it is, I think it's 90 degrees to this piece of strut. Yeah, somebody, I'm not sure if I'm suffering more or less than you are, considering the vacuum line stuff you have to work with. Yeah, I think the move here is just make it happy locally for each piece of strut, because the walls here are so far from being remotely straight that it's just going to end up being whatever it is, you know? There's not a whole lot I can do to make this perfect. Okay, cool. Yay. I love this for me. Okay, time to make the second hole. Yeah, that's a mood. Okay, let's get the spade bit on here. Well, no, it's not the spade bit time. It's the spacer time. Here's my marker. My marker should be in here somewhere. Look at me foolishly using the level again. It's as if I've learned nothing. I do like using this spacer. This was a good call. Okay. So I'm curious to see how close we actually end up getting this to the other side. Yeah, this is indeed the clown room. This is an Ames room, which is indeed, it's designed to be an optical illusion. This is not the optical illusion wall, fortunately. Otherwise, I think I would be having a lot more fun time right now. At some point, I will be running rigid piping through the optical illusion wall, and that's going to make things interesting for sure. But fortunately, today is not that day. Okay, spade bit time. That's the 1 inch. Yep, that's the 1 inch spade bit. If anybody is curious, you can use apparently a completely dull, overheated, burned out on something spade bit through drywall, and it's just fine. So that's great for me. I don't know what happened to this poor spade bit, but it's like flat now. It's pretty funny, actually. Oh, I was using it backwards last time too. That's nice. I pretty much put that right in the center. Cool, let's go for it. Oh, probably should turn the vacuum on first. That'd be helpful. Oh, that one lined up perfectly. Okay, cool. Awesome. I'll try to show this to you without making a huge mess. You can see, oh, huge mess. God damn it. Okay. You can see for a second there where it was getting caught. Yeah. Negative rake. Yep, that I did indeed have some negative rake going on there. Yeah, good thing I have a vacuum. Yeah. Oh man, drywall. Working on drywall without a vacuum is the worst. Okay, let's clean this up a bit more. Nope. Oh, I got it stuck to me and I got it all over me now. Okay. I didn't really think very hard ahead of time about like how putting holes in drywall on stream was likely to go, but like thinking about it now, I can't really imagine it going any other way than the way that it's going right now. So that's fun. Did you need any tools or anything? Cool. Okay, let's clean some drywall off. Cool. Okay. Thriving, doing great, in my element. Okay. Yeah, it's just drywall dust. I swear it's just drywall dust, officer. Hey, at least I got it on camera, getting it on me. Okay, let's see what this looks like the longer tube in it. Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Man, how far away is this? It's just over 3 feet. Damn it. Okay, so, well, no, for horizontal runs, I need it supported minimum every 4 feet. So actually, I could just not mount to this piece of strut right here at all, and just let it do what it's gonna do right now, instead of doing all this like thermal bending stuff at the end here. But that is really tempting to do it that way, actually. But bending, it's actually not that bad. It's pretty. It's Schedule 80 PVC. This stuff is so easy to work with. It's great. I think I'll go ahead and do the bending still. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and still do the bending. Okay, so we need to get some PVC cut and mount it up here. And yeah, okay, let's, you've got the holes drilled, so let's, oh, that's not tight. Are any of those tight? Oh, everything but one is tight. Interesting. I wonder why that one's not tight. True to life, yep. I mean, I think doing it on stream is somehow going to make it go better and worse at the same time. Streams are a double-edged sword like that. Okay, let's take a second and go over the plan again, because we've kind of reached a milestone. I got the holes in the wall. Getting the holes in the wall is always a milestone. Let's go handheld with the camera. Okay, so what have we got going on here besides my camera USB cable getting caught in the tripod? There we go. Okay, so we've got some holes in the drywall. So we're going to be doing one 90-degree transition on this side. Okay, so we got here. Let's get a better perspective on that. There we go. So we're going to doing a 90 here. So these two tubes are going to come out so these two are going to come out all the way to kind of where this one is. And there's going to be a 90 there. Cool. And then they come through. And then on this side, We've got the same thing kind of going on here, except the 90s are a lot closer. So I think my next move is to get 2 pieces of tube up and cut to longer than I know it's going to need to be. Get 2 pieces of tube up and cut to longer than I know it's going to need to be so that I can do my bending with the tube up, and then once they're bent, we'll cut them to length at the end so we can put our 90s on. Okay, if anybody sees any flaws with this plan or any optimizations they can come up with through this plan, please let me know now. I do greatly appreciate input from the hive mind. Let's get this mounted again. Okay, so how much tube, about how long does my tube need to be here? Where's my tape measure? There's my tape measure. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna have you all do the math for me on this one because I don't have anything to write stuff down with at the moment. So this one's gonna need to be 41 inches, and the other one's gonna need to be 41 plus however much longer it needs to be with the spacing on it. Okay, I should just get like my iPad out and draw this. We'll just call it 40. Well, okay, we're just gonna calculate the worst case length. Actually, it should be the same because they should be offset by the same amount on each end. Yeah, so they actually are going to work out to be the same length of tube, actually. That's convenient. Man, maybe I should make the connections on this side first. Yeah, I actually don't know what the radius is on the 90s yet. Okay, maybe I should make the connections on this side, like go ahead and even get them welded here. Well, no. I don't. Well, okay, I could weld the 90s onto this side, and then I could set the distances. Basically, I'm trying to think about if I can minimize the number of cuts I have to do after it's all up. Where do I want my error to be? Let's plan this out from the perspective of I'm going to make a mistake with how long I cut one of the tubes, and it's not going to be as long as I want it. It's going to be longer than I want it. I'm going to need to take up some slack somewhere. From that perspective, I'm going to probably want to take up the slack on this end, actually. So this end is probably the side that I want to be doing second. So if anything, I should actually be making my solvent welds on the other side, then do my thermal bending, then do my cuts in here. And then if I make my solids on the other side first, those will be exactly where I want them to be. Okay, so we're gonna solve all the other side first. We still need to figure out how long we want to cut our two pieces. So that's gonna be 41 inches on this side, and then we need to add, well, 41 plus the offset. Oh, we're gonna figure out one because then because the offset's gonna make, okay, yeah, okay. So we need to know how far we're gonna go out that way and how thick the wall is. Okay, let's figure out how thick the wall is. I can cut in situ. Oh, why? Come on, why are you not focusing? Did I turn off autofocus? Y'all gotta tell me when it's blurry like this. No, autofocus is on. Do I have something selected? Oh, I touched the screen, so I have something selected. That's why it's being weird. There we go. Okay, let's figure out how thick the wall is. So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna use our short piece of PVC. So let's pull that one out. And then let's put the short one in. Okay, so I have that flush with the far side of the wall now. So we'll pull that out and measure it. The wall is 5 inches thick, so we're up to 41 plus 5. And then we need to go from this side to the pipe. So we're actually gonna have to bolt more strut up in this corner because we need strut within 12 inches of every corner. So on that corner, we're good. On this corner, we're going to need some more strut. But we can do that later. We are going to do that later. Okay. Let me just verify my assumption I'm going to be able to do an in situ cut. I tried it a while ago when I had the strut on the floor. But basically, if I can just fit that in, here, we'll go ahead and just cut the end off here just to see how that behaves. We'll set up a good camera angle on that because this is so satisfying. Verifying assumptions is good. No problem. No problem whatsoever. God, I love this tool. This thing is so much fun. Come on, open up. So much fun. Okay. Let's do some more measuring. So 21 inches past the strut, and the strut is 6 1/4 from the wall. So 27 1/4 plus 5, 32 1/4. 32 1/4 plus 41 is 71 1/4. I said 32 1/4 plus 41. Oh, so 74 1/4. Right? Is my math mathing? I think my math is mathing. You all check my math, and I'm going to go get some pipe. Okay, so I have some long segments of pipe and some shorter segments. So let's plan on 80 inches, I think. If we plan on 80, that gives me like a few extra inches to work with. So I'm definitely going to be cutting off extra 4 inches. I'm rounding my math up by 6 inches, so it should be okay. So if I have I'm gonna go with 80 inches. If I have a 160-inch piece, that's gonna be convenient because then I can just cut that in half. So let's see if I've got a 160-inch piece of pipe available. Is this piece of pipe 160 inches? I don't know yet. No, it's 139 inches. Okay. And is this my longest piece of pipe? It's within a few inches of being my longest piece of pipe, so that's not going to work. Okay, so now we're looking for what I have that's close to 80 inches. Because cutting one piece of pipe in half is not going to work. So this one's 101 inches. That one's longer. That one's even longer. So let's see here. I'm gonna need one of my long ones for that. Okay. The shorter ones I have will definitely do that. So the question is, do I want to cut one of my shorter ones or one of my longer ones to 80? Well, actually I need to do this 2 pieces. Okay, what did I say my long pieces were? I mean, I can always make a run to the supply store and buy more pipe if I need to, so. It's 139. So if I cut that, so call it 140, make the math easy. So I would be left with 60. So is just under 60 a useful length for anything? If just under 60 is a useful length, then I'll do that. Hey, just under 60 is actually a very useful length for something that I need to put in. In fact, it's useful for a few things. So, okay, so I'll cut 2 of the long pieces down. Well, okay, so I know I need 1 more long piece for this run. I guess I'm kind of doing some overall pipe planning right now. I don't really have a cut list for this. Probably could have planned that ahead of time, but why not just mumble about numbers on stream? Why not? How long is this piece? Come on. I know that I have enough pipe in terms of how long my pipe is. I don't know if I have enough pieces to get single lengths of pipe that are long enough to do everything I want to do. Okay, that one's also 140. So we'll call this one my second long run on this side. So I need 2 more long pieces to do the runs in the facilities room, which I definitely do have, so that's good. Why do I have 3? Why don't I have 4? That's interesting. Okay. So this one's slightly shorter than than all the others. So let's see if this short one, if this shortest of my long sections is long enough to do anything useful with. Oh, it is useful. Okay, that's good. Okay, so yep, we can just cut. We can cut 2 80-inch pieces out of our longest ones and be good to go. Cool. Haha, it is like hedge clippers on steroids and batteries. You can get battery powered hedge clippers too. Those are really fun. Okay, well, you have a lovely evening. Look forward to seeing you on stream again. Let's relocate our camera here to monitor some pipe cutting. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Oh, great shot of the door jamb there. There we go. That extension cord going across the floor is what's powering my streaming cart. Should probably make sure to not accidentally cut that with the pipe shears. Okay, so let's do the longer of these 2. Now let's get 1 more from over here. Okay. Well, that one's pretty straight. This one's not. Let me see if I got 1 more that's straighter than that one. How's this one look? Oh, that one's got a compound curve in it. That one's worse. Okay. What do we think the probability of me whacking a fire sprinkler with a piece of pipe before the end of the stream is? So this is apparently the straightest section of pipe I have. That's good to know. This section, you know what? The thing we're already gonna be heating this pipe up and bending it, so it's not like this needs to be a straight piece anyways. Okay, tape measure, check. Pipe shear, check. Marker. Where art thou, marker? Marker, there we go. Illumination. Okay, so I think we'll cut the two curved ones up. That makes sense somehow. Yeah, we'll do these two. So we're gonna do 80 inches. Let's just do one more measurement for just to sanity check this real quick. Yeah, I agree with you, Jonathan. Hopefully no smacking of the fire, of the fire sprinklers. That would be greatly preferred. Oh, come on, tape measure. Why don't you cooperate with me? Oh, let me change the camera for y'all so you can see what we're looking at. So I've decided that before I cut the pipe, I would like to do one more sanity check that 80 inches is indeed going to be as long as I want them to be. So once again, we said 41 inches. Let's actually, okay. So 41 inches there. Wall is 5 inches. So that's 46 inches. And coming out the wall, we want 26 inches. So 26 plus 46 is 66 plus 20 plus 46 is 66 plus another 6 is 72. And then 8 inches to spare on top of 72. How do we feel about that? Pretty good. Let's go 82 inches just in case. Because if this pipe's 100 and... What did we say these sections were? We said these were 139. Yeah, those are 139. So 139 minus 82, we'll call it 140, make the math easy, is okay. So 58 minus 157. Is 57 long enough for something useful? 57 is more than enough. So yeah, we'll go 82 inches on these. Okay, hopefully we don't regret that. Where did I set my pipe shears? There's my pipe shears. Oh, I think I just unplugged y'all. Oh, well, wasn't the camera you're looking at, so. There be light. Yeah, that reconnected pretty fast. That's cool. Okay. Let's cut some pipe. Sure, you all been waiting for that. We're gonna do 82 inches. I mean, the consequence of messing this up is I get to go back to the plumbing store, which is, that's fun, right? Okay, so we got 82 marked on both of these. So, time to cut it. Oh, this pipe was made 8/7/25 by Seth F. In case you were wondering. That's actually, this wasn't in inventory for very long. They made that and then shipped it. It's a little bit disconcerting what that says about the amount of pipe that we probably have in inventory as a country and what a supply chain disruption at Charlotte Pipe would mean, but, you know, that's fine, right? It's not like there's ever been any industrial accidents in the United States at PVC manufacturing plants because somebody opened the wrong valve on the wrong process tank and flooded the entire facility with explosive fumes that then blew up and disrupted the United States supply chain for PVC before, but that's actually a CSB safety video if you're interested. Okay, so that's 2 pieces of pipe that are 82 inches long. Hello. Hi, how you all doing? Hey, it almost fits through the door. First order of business is going to be picking up all of the tripping hazards I have out there right now. Sure, these will come in handy for something. What is Amit saying? Okay. Somebody want to translate that? If that is even possible. What? It's the same thing, right? 15. Well, there's your shot of the floor. Okay, cool. Let's put some pipe in. let's take this piece out. Where is that tool? That tool is right here, right where I need it. Cool. I heard something. There we go. There's the bit of the socket. Come on. Every time. Okay, was that it? Was that an adequate shot of the floor for you there, Jeff or Jonathan? I can do more shots of my floor. I can talk a lot about my floor. I actually have one of my favorite floor cleaning tools right here. That right there is my eye mop. That is one of the best deals I've ever gotten on Craigslist. That thing is awesome for cleaning floor. And then I've got a 2100 RPM or 1500 RPM 21 inch or 22 inches, 20 some number of inches floor buffer. That thing's really fun to use. You can turn that thing on, it kicks. It's a lot of torque. Okay, let's get this pipe run through. Come on. You can make it through. There we go. Oh yeah, I gave myself way more room than I needed, but I'll take it. I'm not complaining. There we go. Pipe. Are you not entertained? Oh, look at that. That's looking good. I like that a lot. Okay, so I think we decided the plan was to solvent weld this side first. So that basically means I should actually put up the pieces of pipe on this end too, if I'm not mistaken. So I think my next move is actually put up pieces of pipe out here. I might as well just put all the pipe up, right? It's looking like that's the move, maybe? Well, this one in here, I think the run going this way in here is going to end up being the last piece to go in. So I think putting the pipe up out here next is what I want to do. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Okay, so get the ladder out here. So I'm going to need more, I'm going to need 1, 4, 5 more strut clamps. Where's all my strut clamps? There's all my strut clamps. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well grab an extra, right? Maybe save a trip later if I miscounted for some reason. Oh, you got a trash can right there. How convenient. Okay, let's see if I can get this pipe up without hitting myself in the head with it. That would be greatly preferred. I think I'm putting these where I want them. Hopefully. Come on. There we go. Oh. Okay, so far I've hit myself in the head with one nylock. Let's try and limit it to that. Let's not work directly underneath what I'm working on. Let's work off to the side. That's a good idea. And I'm pretty sure it's impossible for these to come out once you have the nylock on. Okay, off to the side so I don't drop it on my head. There we go. Okay, I think the plan was to use the shorter of these two pieces. Oh, that piece is beat up. Let's use the less beat up one. Okay, I pretty much avoided hitting any microscopes with the pipe. So we'll count that as a win. Let's try and thread this in without completely scratching it up. There we go. Look at that. Piece of pipe. It's looking good. It's looking real good. Okay, let's put the rubber sections in these. And then I guess I'm solvent welding these ends next. That's that, oh man, is that really the plan? Is the plan to actually start gluing stuff together? Crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the plan. Yeah, glue these ends, cut those ends. Okay, let's do it. Let's get some rubber clamps in. Shouldn't really need the vacuum right now, so we can set that off to the side. We don't need the spade bit anymore. I guess actually I'm solvent welding before I put the rubber clamps in because I need to be able to slide this back and forth to do the solvent weld. Wow, so the next thing to do really is weld the 90s? Okay. Chat, you got any better ideas than welding these 90s right now? That seems like the move, is weld these, then set my spacing, clamp, do my thermal bends there, do my thermal bends on the other side. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've done a lot of stuff to try and make this easy, so I guess I'm just getting to the point where I start welding. Actually, I need to prep these ends first. Oh, I wish I had the pencil sharpener type thing. I should have prepped the ends before I put everything up here. That would have made life easier. But too late for that now. Okay, I'll get the file. We'll get the ends prepped. Slide on any pieces that need to go on before welding. Oh boy, do I appreciate that tip. I really don't think there's any pieces I need to slide on down here. Oh God, I hope there isn't. I don't think there is any pieces I have to have slid on down here. No, there's not. At least not for these ones or those ones. Because the ones I need to have I need to slide on pieces when I'm putting valves on. What kind of a shot do we want to do for this? That looks good. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I'll get you a bit more lighting. Oh, that's going to end up as backlighting. So let me grab one more light and put it down here, I think. Okay, nearest outlet. Nowhere nearby. Awesome. Well. Really? Okay. Oh my God, it's like Stupid long extension cord. That's funny. Is that really the situation? Yeah, that is. Okay, well, let's use the extension cord. Oh no, I don't. I've got a regular length cord right underneath it. Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what we need right now. Okay, let there be light. Maybe? There we go. Okay, much more even light. Man, you also see the lighting setup I installed in the front to make lighting fast, but I haven't used it yet. Okay, so let's get these all rounded, chamfered. Yep. Wouldn't it be nice to have a tool that makes this take like 0.3 seconds? Even 3 seconds I'd be happy with. Got those all nice and rounded. Let's get these ones done. Oh, these ones are more in need of this even. Okay, that one's good. Let's get this one done. Oh, next thing I'm gonna have to do is move my fume extraction setup over here. That's gonna be a whole lot of fun to move. That's so many tubes and plug. Well, it's not that there's so many tubes. It's just one really big tube to move. Okay, these ends are all cleaned up real nice. Oh yeah, those feel real good. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take some pictures real quick just for where I'm at. And then once I got some pictures taken, we will go ahead and relocate the fume extractor a bit. Get it set up to get those 90s welded. And then from there, once we get those welded, it'll be time to do some of the thermal bending. Assuming I'm remembering my plan correctly, which I think I am. Okay, this is looking good. I'm excited. Yeah, look at that. Okay, last chance to really do anything differently before I start solvent welding. Okay, fume extractor, right? Fume extractor. Fume extractor. Okay, let's reposition this cart some so that you all can watch the chaos that's about to unfold. Okay, so we've got this part, which is gonna need to end up out the door. And we've got this part, which is gonna need to end up closer to the door. You can see that this flat surface has very quickly become storage. Let's clean this up a bit. That's trash, right? There's no nuts in there. That's trash, that's trash. Not using that cable at all, so that can be put away. Not using this tool, so that can be put away. Look at that, that's better. Pop these away real quick. That is A to C, so that goes there. Hi. Flat surface crab claw. Yep, that's. Okay, that tool is approximately where it's supposed to be. Okay. Yeah, if you're out of TF nuts, you're you bought a lot of them too. Man, post some pictures to the Discord of what you're up to. I'm very curious what it looks like now. All I remember is the big bag of parts. I'll post some pictures real quick too. Okay, let's okay. So, first question, is the power cord in this going to reach where it is? Currently, yes. And it looks like the tube will reach, so I guess this can just kind of hang out here, and we can just bring the tube out this way. Let's move the ladder some. I think my slightly sketchy clamping might need some adjustment. Not 100% sure. We'll find out. We're gonna need to extend, well, may or may not need to extend this. We'll find out. Hey, look at that. Let's make a more 50-50 scene. How does that sound? Where did that camera go? Oh, that camera's unplugged. That makes sense. Why that camera would disappear if it's not plugged in. Okay, so we're also gonna need to bring this way some. And then, why is it still black? Why is it not connected? Is the camera off? Camera went to sleep. Okay, so that should be back now. Hey, look at that. I guess I'll also think about camera angles for this. It's best against my better judgment to undo this clamp and mess with it a bunch more, but whatever. All for the shot, right? I think we'll use one of these to secure this end. Some slack. Well, thank you for hanging out while you were building your vacuum rig. Okay, let's get the extractor powered up, and then we'll play with the smoke pencil some and see how our airflow's looking. Okay, fume extractor on. Okay, I can already tell this is gonna need to move some more. Oh, this is actually gonna need to extend some more. Okay, so let's extend this some. Okay, that's actually a little bit too high, I think. Okay, let's see how good of a job this does at pulling all those good smelling PVC fumes away. I guess it's not technically PVC fumes. Oh, but you all can't see now. So that's not gonna work. Man, if only it would just magically stay right where I wanted it to. That would be so cool. Okay, so now you all can see. Okay. It's not doing too bad. Well, actually, I mean, right where I'm going to be working. Let's check right here, because this is that's going to be where the magic happens, right there. It's doing pretty well. Oh, there's actually there's a lot escaping over on the other side. Okay. Well, let's get it closer. See how it does when it's closer. Okay, that's doing pretty good. Yeah, look at that. I like that. I don't think I'll smell anything. Let's get a picture of that. Let's get this better adjusted. By this, I mean the camera angle. Have a good one. Okay, let's get these corners welded up. Here, let's see here. Audio working? Yeah, audio's working. I'm thinking the plan's going to be to wrap the stream up once I get these two things welded. That seems like a pretty natural stopping place. Noticing a bunch of crap on it, so let's get that wiped up now so it's got time to dry. Yeah, those look pretty much ready to weld. Yep, that should do a good job containing all the welding fumes. Okay, let's get our cans of our cement, get our 90s. So I don't actually have my 90s up there yet. Okay, got my 90s, got my cement, got my primer. Oh, well, It was really convenient when I was able to have my cans of cement right by my tube earlier, but that's not currently the case. So we're just gonna do a better job of keeping these kind of closed up when not in use. Don't need that up here. What fell? Oh, okay, that's fine. Dropped my bottle of Windex. Let's get my ladder position better. I think, let me get this one rotated the direction we want it to be. Okay, I'm gonna mark on this one. I've got this one rotated how I want it right now. Where's my marker? It's not up here right now, is it? It's on the floor right now. And all kinds of fun banging sounds. Okay, got this rotated like I want. Put a mark on the bottom of it. Okay, let's see if this one's rotated like I want right now. Okay, those are looking pretty good. What's my box say? Okay, I'd say that that's all pretty much where I want it. So we'll put just a mark on the bottom so I know what direction I want it facing approximately. Let's do a mark on this one. Okay, let's do some welding. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Let's get a more level surface for these. Let's get rid of this piece of strut. Okay, so we got our cement right here. We got our heavy duty gray PVC cement. We got our clear primer. Get those cracked open. Okay. Let's work fast. Okay, primer's done. The right amount of cement on that brush. Not going fast enough, I don't feel like. Okay. That's our first one. Nice, that wasn't too bad. Let that cure for a bit. Okay, overall a little bit too much cement on that one, but we're doing really good on the inside, so that's what really matters. Let's do the same thing for this one here. I don't think I'll regret doing that. Oh, what the hell? That's a super misformed 90. Whoa. Look at that. Come on, focus, please. Focus, maybe? Look at that weird shape. It's supposed to be square like this. And it's just not. It just really, really isn't. That's funny. Okay, let me grab another one. Okay, we got a properly shaped one now on both sides. Excellent. Let me move the lighting. I accidentally kicked the lighting away. There we go. There's some lighting. Okay, let's get this one put on. So, primer. Cement. Come on, I got too much on the tip there. There we go. Okay, hold that for a sec. There we go. Okay, so this one should pretty much be ready to go now. Yeah, look at that. Making our first real 90. Okay, so primer. Oh, I almost had a drop hit my drill. Right amount of cement, which for a joint this big really isn't very much. Oh, that's not enough. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, I got my mark facing down. Oh. This one's going to require a little bit more touch up. Cleaning up the extra. We're a little bit too slow on this one. kept spinning it a little bit longer than I should have. This heavy duty cement is not as forgiving as the standard cement. Cool. Okay, I got one more to make up here, which is this one. I should have done the inside one first. That would have been easier overall, I'd say. But I think I'll be able to do this no problem. Okay, so let's get this primed. And while our primer's still wet, let's get our cement on it. I got too much cement. Okay, that went really well, that one, cool. Well, I think we're getting pretty close to wrapping the stream up here. I got these two 90s made, and I think I'm gonna leave the majority of this for tomorrow's stream. I really appreciate everybody joining me tonight for this. Had a good time getting some holes in the wall, getting all this tubing up, getting these 90s made. And I'm looking forward to maybe getting this all wrapped up tomorrow. That'd be cool. Just gonna hold that for a bit longer, but oh, that's good now. That's holding itself in, sweet. Yeah, that ain't moving. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. Nice. Cool. Let's get these cans closed up before I forget to do that. Well, if anybody's got any final questions before I sign off, now is a great time to put them in the chat. I think we're pretty much going to call that a wrap here. Y'all have been a lovely audience. I always appreciate the questions, comments, and input. And I can't wait to do more streams with y'all. We'll go handheld real quick for a brief tour of what we've done today. Oh, untangle y'all there. There we go. How y'all doing? Cool. Oh, there's that good lighting. Well, been great having you on the stream. Let's do a quick tour and then we'll wrap it up. Gonna dive under this first just to get untangled. Okay. So there's the 90s we just made. Those are both looking pretty good. There's the tubing run to the front. We'll be doing another set of 90s down there. Then it'll be going down the wall there. Come on in here. There's the holes we put in the wall today. That left one's gonna need to be sealed up a little bit better, but that right one's right the size we needed it to be. And then we're gonna be doing another 90 set of 90s here. We're gonna do a thermal deformation to get that stuff up on the strut there. And let's see here. Yep, come down, we'll do our 90s there, and then we'll do another run of tubing from there down there and meet up with that tube we put on the wall on the last stream. So yeah, I'd say this is really starting to come together. Look at that. That's some satisfying strut and tube if I do say so myself. Cool. Well, I can't wait to pick this up with you all next time. I think with that, we're going to call this a stream for the evening. It's been great hanging out with y'all, and I can't wait to put some more tube up. You all have a lovely evening. Or morning, depending on what side of the Atlantic you're on. But yeah, that was great. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Bye.